Febi.bilstein recommends that any diagnosis and maintenance is carried out by a fully trained vehicle technician. As part of the process for replacing brake pads and discs, you should always check the brake fluid level and condition. Change the fluid if necessary and drain a small amount as required to allow for the fluid returning from the pistons as they're retracted. Attach a battery support unit to prevent the vehicle battery from being drained. Using appropriate diagnostic equipment, close the rear parking brake. This is indicated by the parking brake symbol on the dashboard and the parking brake switch flashing. Ensure that you remove the key from the ignition. Now raise the vehicle. Remove the wheels and inspect them for any wear or damage. Disconnect the parking brake motor and using the correct tools, unbolt the caliper. Some vehicles may have a wear indicator, which will also need to be disconnected. When removing the caliper, ensure that you do not place too much strain on the brake hose and secure the caliper using the hook provided in the febi.bilstein brush set. Now remove the pads and guide plates, ensuring that you don't apply too much force when removing them. If any parts are stuck, always ensure the correct tools are used to remove them. When removing the brake discs, it is advisable not to use excessive force, such as striking them with a hammer, as this can cause failure in the ABS sensor and damage the wheel hub and wheel bearings. Inspect all surrounding parts and components for wear and damage. These include steering and suspension parts, bushes, bearings, brake hoses and pipes, wiring and connectors, ABS sensors, shock absorbers and springs. Worn suspension parts can cause vibration when braking, and defective shock absorbers can extend the braking distance. It is advisable to inspect the old discs and pads, as wear patterns can give you an indication of underlying faults with adjacent components. You should inspect and clean the wheel fixings and replace any that appear worn or damaged. Always thoroughly clean the wheel hub and ensure all corrosion is removed, as an uneven surface can lead to problems with braking, such as judder. Once cleaned, measure the hub for run-out with a dial gauge to ensure you have an even surface. To avoid any damage, only push the brake piston back using the correct tools and then clean the brake caliper. Inspect the caliper for damage, paying particular attention to the protective dust cover. Clean the caliper carrier and inspect the guide bolts and protection sleeves for wear and damage. Remove the protective coating from the new brake discs before fitting. Apply ceramic paste to the contact surfaces of the caliper carrier and guide plates. You should be able to fit the new pads without using any force. Using a torque wrench, tighten the caliper carrier to the correct torque as outlined by the vehicle manufacturer. When refitting the wheels, do not use an impact wrench. Lower the vehicle before tightening the bolts to the correct torque as outlined by the manufacturer. Using the diagnostic equipment, you can now open the rear parking brake. Press the brake pedal until normal pedal pressure is felt. Check the brake fluid level and top up if required. Then, check that the EPB is working. Finally, take the vehicle for a test drive to ensure correct operation of the braking system.